a great NBA player. She's so tall and she handles it unbelievably well. That is a very difficult vault for a tall gymnast. It's basically the same vault she performed minus the round off, just like Shannon Miller did. She just took away the round off, did a traditional entry facing forward, and then did that half twist back pike out.
We've talked about how tall Shannon Miller's getting. She's not quite 5 feet tall yet. 5'4", and Horikina doesn't seem to struggle with that lankiness. .712 the score for the second vault. So as you see there, a 9.787 is the average of these two vaults. That will put her in third place. So our final results look like this. Lilia Podkopaeva gets the gold for Ukraine. Shannon Miller, her first medal of these Goodwill Games, is silver on the vault. Svetlana Horikina gets the bronze, just bouncing Anna Maria Bican out of that position with her final vault. Dina Kochekova, World Championships, as you see there, she won a bronze medal on this. She has 2 golds already at these Goodwill Games, one with the team, one with the all-around. This is one of her best events, Kathy.
Bart, she has so much physical strength that it makes this event so easy and effortless. She's able to do the most difficult skills with ease.
She qualified second, coming in here with a 9.825.
Judges look for a high level of difficulty, especially in the event finals, and there's an example of it. Each transition down to low bar, it's best to end right in that handstand position. She has a huge dismount, double layout. Oh. She almost took a really big hop back, and she caught herself, but still gave up a little hop. I think we have to remember that these gymnasts have competed. This is the 3rd day in a row. They are a little bit tired. Normally, there's a day separating the days of competition, and boy, she fought for the landing there.
9.787 the score for Dina Kochekova. That gives her first place, but not for long. There's some wonderful routines to come along now. Yelena Piskun now from Belarus, getting ready to perform on the uneven bars.
And she didn't have a lot of luck on the vault, but she's very strong here as well. Beautiful release moves, and look at the transition right to handstand.
Nice.
A tiny bit off on that full over, but probably won't even be a deduction. It's hard to tell what the judges will see exactly from the side, which is where they sit. But look at the dismount. Very nice dismount. Great landing. As I said, really the only thing I saw was that full over the bar. She was a tiny bit off, but we were looking at it from the end. This is the angle the judges see it from. And as you can see, they got a great look at that release move and the transition to a handstand on low bar. Requires so much strength, agility on the uneven bars, and knowing exactly where you are so you can come back to that bar.
High-flying acrobatics, and this dismount was the landing I think that she was looking for.
This was gorgeous, Bart. And it's what you need in the individual event finals. You just put an exclamation mark, and that's the last thing the judges see. It certainly helps.
And we'll wait for her score. Remember, Shannon Miller is yet to come. Piskun, the personable 16-year-old, a 9.787. That ties her for first place with Kochekova for the time being. Svetlana Horikina now on the uneven bar. She qualified first coming into the finals here. This is a spectacular routine.
She never ceases to amaze me. Beautiful height and amplitude. Now watch this. This is the best part. Half and full, layout down to the low bar. And just keeps right on going. That's a great transition. Especially when the judges are used to seeing the same old thing over and over, no matter how well it's done. They love to be awakened by some new, outrageous skills. So full twisting double back dismount, full on the end. Great routine.
She already has a gold in the team competition with Russia and a bronze in the vault, the first event today.
Well, I hope there are a lot of tall gymnasts out there watching, or gymnasts who think they're going to grow, and they can go, wow, you know what? I can still do this. Look at that. Look at the grip strength required and knowing exactly where the bar is. It's so intricate, and your hands have to be so quick.
9.862, the score for Svetlana Horkina. That puts her in first place. Now from Romania, this is Ana Maria Bican. 6th place in the all-around here. She was not a real threat here on the uneven bars, the lowest qualifier coming into the finals.
Quite often, Bart, it's just prestigious to be in the finals. She's not considered a favorite here. But you never know. If people don't stick their dismounts and hit everything, you've still got a shot at a medal. She has a solid routine. Nothing spectacular, but look at great form, adequate height on the release move.
Consistency has been a trademark for the Romanians, and she had 2 release moves in this routine.
Where they are
she can stick the dismount.
Where they're spectacular is over on beam and floor. But this is certainly a nice, solid routine. I'm sure she would have liked to stuck the landing, but something to be happy with.
Consistent, and yet nothing really unusual on this event. Perhaps this is the one event where the Romanians are not challenging the best in the world, like the Chinese and some of the Russian athletes, and even some of the Americans.
One thing I do like, the good form. She should be a little higher on these release moves to really make it spectacular, especially if you don't have an unusual move in the routine to really get the judge's attention, like we saw from Horkina. Dismount's a double layout. She gets good bonus points here. But she just needed to come up with a little better landing. She actually does like a pike open layout. Many of the gymnasts are performing that.
9.712, the score for Ana Maria Bican. Coming up in our women's individual event finals gymnastics competition, more with Shannon Miller here at the Goodwill Games. Score to beat at this point is Svetlana Horkina, 9.862. This is Shannon Miller. She's been the world champion on the bars and a silver medalist at the Olympics in Barcelona.
Bart, she has a routine designed to win. It's a great routine. The only difficulty she might have will be the dismount. She's been working hard all week to get it, but this is the best part. Full over the bar to a beautiful release move.
And this combination is spectacular.
Watch the turn here. It's a 1.5 turn, transition to low bar.
Well done.
She's got one more release move, and then she needs to prepare for the dismount, and it's going to take everything she has.
In the warm-up, she didn't even go for it.
She's been taking a big step on the landing. Whoa, she pulled it through. That's the best she's done it all week.
And you can see that on her face.
She's just got to be so happy with herself.
Gotta go.
Steve Nuno loves it. Peggy Liddick, her coaches, very pleased with Shannon, who continues to come up with great performances as this week goes on here.
This is beautiful. Clear hip with a half turn and then a full turn down, and she straddles back to a handstand on low. Beautiful work. And as I said, the routine was right there. We had no doubt. Just a little nervous for her on the dismount because she's been struggling some with it.
The key was the dismount.
And she really had to drive into it and keep pulling her chest around. You can see she had to pike over a little bit, and her knees were a tiny bit bent. But it's the best we've seen all week.
Score for Shannon Miller at 9.85, so it is not enough to take the lead over Svetlana Horkina. She's short by 12 1/1000ths of a point. Now from Uzbekistan, Oksana Chusovitina. As you see, she needs a big score for a medal here, for a gold medal. It's unlikely. It's a terrific routine, but I don't believe it's as complex as some of the ones we've just seen.
Not nearly as complex and not designed as pleasing to the eye as that of Horkina's and Miller.
This is a great combination.
This is the best part. She's done that for quite a while now and obviously does it so well. Like, that skill right there really should go to a handstand.
Rather weak transition to the low bar. But when she's on the high bar, it's really something else.
Full twisting double back and a great landing. Just wasn't as spectacular. You like to see the release moves bigger. You want to see everything right to handstand.
If she scores more than a 9.787, she could move into the bronze medal range.
These are beautiful, though. She goes right into that real deep pike, but right there should have gone to handstand. The dismounts are always exciting on the uneven bars, usually very complex. This is a double back with a full twist. Sure looks easier in slow motion.
So the score, 9.775 for Chusovitina, will put her in 5th place. And there's your winner, Svetlana Horkina from Russia. To go with her gold in the team competition and her bronze in the vault, she wins the gold in the uneven bars with a 9.862. Shannon Miller, by just 12 1/1000ths of a point, will earn the silver on the bars. So here are your final results. Horkina the gold, Miller the silver. Dina Kochakova, the all-around champion and winner along with the Russian team, gets the bronze, tied with Yelena Piskun.
Incredible for these riders to be able to...
Goodwill Games Flashback is brought to you by Pepsi. In 1972, at the Munich Olympics, a young girl from the Soviet Union named Olga Korbut captivated the world with her charismatic smile and spirited routines. At the 1986 Goodwill Games in Moscow, another Soviet named Yelena Shushanova continued where Olga left off. Yelena stole the show with her energetic performance on the vault, the beam, the floor exercise, and on the uneven bars where she scored a perfect 10. This 17-year-old from St. Petersburg earned 4 Goodwill gold medals and the hearts of her homeland.
Rare history of perfection in this sport at the Goodwill Games. The unsurpassed queen of the games is still Yelena Shushanova, who in 1986 scored 2 perfect 10s on the way to 4 Goodwill Games gold medals. Her Soviet teammate, Oksana Almivyanchek, was faultless on the floor 4 years later. Yet another Soviet, Natalia Kalinina, duplicated that result with the last perfect 10 at the Games. Well, nobody's hit that rarefied air yet at these games, but we've got more of the individual apparatus competition right now. So let's go back to Bart Connor with Kathy Johnson.
And welcome back to St. Petersburg here at the Goodwill Games. We're in the 3rd of 9 days of exciting gymnastics competition here at the Lennon Sport and Concert Complex. I'm Bart Connor along with Kathy Johnson. We're getting ready now for the balance beam event finals where American Shannon Miller is the reigning world champion. Our first performer from Romania, Ana Maria Bican. She was the 2nd qualifier coming into these finals on the beam. The Romanians traditionally are very solid here.
It's something you can usually count on in competition. In a sport that anything can happen. It's hard to say, but watch this pass. 4 elements make up this pass with 2 layouts joined by back handsprings. Very complex.
The best team for the Romanians is back home training in Deva. They have the World Championships coming up later this year. Unusual that there are 2 World Championships in 1 year.
Bart, that really shows the strength of their program. This is a very strong team, finishing 2nd in the team competition. Shows the depth of their program.
The first World Championship was a few months ago in Australia. The next World Championship will be in November in Dortmund.
This is her dismount sequence. She'll tumble down the beam with 2 back handsprings. Nice power, full twisting double back, great landing. It just might come down to the landings. It'll be the battle of the dismounts.
She added the full twisting double back today, and you can see the excitement from her coaches and teammates. As we mentioned, the judges require a higher level of difficulty in the event finals today, and she sure poured it on here.
This is the only balance check in the routine, and as you can see, it was a minor one.